Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce that James Gunn did the impossible. He made the world care about Superman once again. Not only did we get a Superman movie that it feels like a majority of people enjoy, including critics, we also finally got a Superman movie that isn't ashamed to be a Superman movie. And if I could describe it in one word, it's euphoric.
No matter what you do to me, Luthor,
yeah, baby.
Your plans will work.
Wrap it up.
Good luck with that.
Welcome back to Jorky TV. If you can't tell, I am so excited that this movie is doing as well as what it is. 1, because I'm a massive James Gunn fan. 2, because I really want the DCEU to work. And 3, and most importantly, this is the definitive Superman movie and what the character should be recognized as. I'm going to break down this review into multiple parts, and we're going to start with the obvious choice of going over how Superman is characterized in this movie. This Superman, this Clark Kent, is a goofy, emotional dork, and that's exactly how he should be.
Hey, quit messing around!
I'm not messing around, I'm doing important stuff.
But more important than just being a goofy dork, this is the most human we've ever seen Superman. When he's donning the cape, he's able to step up, he speaks firmly, he carries reassurance to comfort any civilian he comes across. But you can tell that's not truly who he is. The Superman doesn't just care about humans, he cares about every living being, to the point where it gets him emotional. He gets upset when something is mistreated. You can truly see how human he is when he's Clark Kent, when he is stumbling across his day-to-day life with his feelings, his words, his emotions, how he's struggling to just hold a relationship even. He's quite widowy, just like me. And by that I mean he struggles with his love life. But honestly, I love how much he is just an everyday guy, just like you and me. He's just trying to make everything work and to hold all these responsibilities, and it clearly puts some weight on him, and I love that.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here. Oh my God, he's so goddamn cool!
And as I said in another video, every good protagonist needs a great antagonist, and Nicholas Hoult Lex Luthor is annoying. And I mean that in the best possible way. This dude played a phenomenal Lex Luthor. I want to see him get his shit rocked so badly. This Lex is also just a day one crash out hater. So like I said, comic accurate Lex Luthor, he is a big crash out piss baby. This Lex Luthor could see Superman saving 10 orphans from getting hit by a truck and still look out the window and just go, I want that alien dead. It's a pretty perfect Lex Luthor representation. Summarizing my thoughts on Lex, yeah, I really hated that bald bastard. So, great job. We also have to talk about Lois Lane because she is so great in this movie. Like, again, probably my favorite Lois Lane. And once again, it's because she's real. This is a real person that you can meet on the streets, and I think that's amazing. I think it's because she's not just Superman's love interest in this movie, she is her own character. She has her own thoughts. She has similar goals to Superman, but how they achieve benefiting humanity is so different. While she is directly involved in the conflict, she's never in a place that you'd be like, well, why is she there? Like I think it was in Batman vs. Superman. Instead, she is helping the way she knows how to help, and that's with honest journalism. And again, she's not even perfect at that, and I think that's why I love all of these characters. None of them are perfect, but she's trying her best. She is a journalist who is trying her best. And I think that's what's so perfect about this movie. I think that's a great message you could take away, is that sometimes all that matters is that you try. And before we move too far away from the Lois Lane subject, the relationship between Superman and Lois Lane is actually perfect because it is so imperfect. Relationships are a struggle. They argue. They also have to find ways to come back together and find middle ground. It's a very beautiful relationship. It made me cry, and I love their chemistry. If I make a spoiler video, I'll go over their relationship dynamic a little bit more because I don't want to give away too much of the plot. And these are just the main characters, man. The side characters in here are just as cool. Guy Gardner was awesome. He was hilarious. Hawkgirl is awesome. They give her a few changes, like she screeches when she attacks, and I think that's awesome. When she's out of the costume, she is also hilarious. This is like the first time I'd like to see the comics kind of adapt from a movie. However, the MVP of this movie to me was Mr. Terrific. I absolutely love this character. It made me want to read some Mr. Terrific comics. And good for the actor Eddie Gothegi for having this amazing role after what X-Men First Class did to him, who this guy always deserved better, and now he's finally getting it. Jimmy Olsen is also a lot of fun in this movie, and he's pretty clutch for the team. He gets a really pivotal role in this movie, and he doesn't just get shot in the head as a random throwaway scene. That might be because James Gunn knows how to respect some of these characters. While we're making jokes about Zack Snyder, let's move over to talking about how this movie just feels in general, how the world is. Metropolis is a bright, blooming city, as it should be. The Daily Planet is host to a ton of bright, standout characters. I'm looking specifically at you, Cat Grant. Even the Fortress of Solitude, which is just a massive icicle, also looks extremely cozy. It's bright. It fits the tone super well. Everything in this movie is bright and beautiful, and even when it gets to a gloomy part that I don't want to spoil too much, it's still somewhat a very colorful area. They just do such a good job at not making this movie insanely dark and gloomy or as if it has a grayscale over it. The final part of this review is all going to be in regards to James Gunn, the directing, the plot, and the action. While James Gunn's signature style of directing is definitely seen throughout this movie, it isn't just another Guardians of the Galaxy. It shares similar traits like the messages of hope, family, and love. There is one scene that in particular is very reminiscent of the Guardians movies, but this plot isn't about a ragtag group of people who don't like each other who have to learn to like each other. It's about people who already liked each other who just have to cope with struggles along the way. And disregarding what a lot of grifters have to say, there is a heavy political tone within this movie. Not as much that it's distracting, but you could put two and two together. It's not about someone who has to learn to do the right thing. It's about a dude who has to learn to do the right thing in a different way than what he's used to. The fight scenes are heavy hitting. You could tell how powerful things are, how impressive things are, but they're never really brutal, and I'd argue they shouldn't be in a Superman movie. My final thoughts on the plot and James Gunn is the dude knows how to get a reaction out of me. I cried 3 times. I think this is a very heartfelt story. And again, maybe I'm just sensitive, but James Gunn in general knows how to get those reactions out of me. So in summary, because I don't want to give away too much of the plot or how the action scenes go, and I want to avoid spoilers because I do think you should go see this movie. Consider taking someone you love with you. Take family with you. And I don't just mean blood. I mean take people who are close to you, because I think this movie will make you value them more. I saw this movie with some of the people that are the closest to me, and I am genuinely grateful for it, and it reminded me just how grateful I am for them. And I think that will have an effect on you as well. I think even if they're not with you, you're going to think of your loved ones when you watch this movie. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Superman. If you want a good, heartfelt, emotional, empowering, and just a heartwarming movie, go check this movie out. And as always, thank you for checking into Jorky TV. If you want to leave a comment, tell me if you enjoyed the movie or not. Tell me if you're excited for the rest of the DCEU. I'd love to hear the feedback.